Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai, and welcome to Jagadambe Reads the Holy Books of India, Ramayana 359. As you may remember, Ravana was whining to his younger brother. Save the city and save me from complete destruction. Undertake this impossible task for me. My dear brother, never before have I asked such a favor of you. I have great affection for you, and I respect you and your valor immensely. I've often seen your valor in the wars we fought together with the Devas. I do not think there's anyone like you in all the three worlds. You love me and you hold me in high esteem. I know it. Help me now in my hour of need, and like a strong wind scattering the clouds which have gathered in the sky, reduce the army of Rama to dust and come back victorious. Kumbhakarna laughed when he heard the words of Ravana. He said, "This was exactly what we all warned you against when we had a council meeting hardly 10 days back. You would not listen to the words of wisdom spoken, and now you're faced with this dire problem. One who has committed a grave sin cannot escape the special hell meant for him, and your evil deed has rewarded you only too soon. Then, when you were proud of your valor, when arrogance blinded you, this solution was not thought of, nor did you think of the consequence of your deeds. One who is blinded by his wealth and glory, who does not act properly, who does the later things first and who postpones his immediate duties to a later date, does not know the difference between the right path and the wrong path. Actions which have been performed without any attention being paid to the proper time and place, which are unnatural, will be tainted with sin and will be ineffectual, even as the yagna performed by a person who has no faith. A king who honors the advice of his wise ministers and adopts the different rules of governing, of statecraft, will ever follow the right path. The king who follows the rules prescribed by the Shastras, who listens to advisors and well-wishers and acts according to their advice, who uses his own discrimination, will respect the wise people of his court and reap the rewards of Dharma, Artha, and Kama. If, however, he does not understand the teachings which have been instilled in him, it means that he has not utilized his learning in the proper manner. Sama, Dana, Beta, and Danda should be used at the proper times. The distinction between right and wrong should be discussed with his counselors, and a king should then decide on his actions. Such a wise king will never be assailed by danger at any time. He should realize that some things can be done and some should be avoided, since it is sinful to do so. A king should be careful to have wise and good men as his counselors. A man who considers wrong to be right and advises accordingly should be shunned, and such a man is as good as a traitor. If one acts without considering the consequences of his actions, he will surely suffer later. A king who knows his enemies and yet does nothing to guard himself will fall into danger, and he will be pushed down from his state of power. Once your brother advised you wisely, and you did not take his advice. It would be better if you take that advice, at least now. If you do it will be beneficial to you and to those whom you call yours. Please consider my words and do as you please." Ravana was listening to his brother's words, and his anger was rising. His lips were throbbing, and the frown on his brow deepened. He said, "An elder brother has to be honored like one's own father or guru, and you dare to give me advice." Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai. Thank you for coming. I hope you come again.